Hello, don't be fooled. This is not my new apartment. On Thanksgiving this year, my New York landlord texted me and said that he was shutting down the brownstone that me and some other tenants live in. So I'm gonna have to find a new place to live. And I'm not in a temporary apartment or anything in relation to that topic. This is just where I'm staying in Paris. I flew here a couple days ago because a couple weeks ago I was feeling like I didn't really understand what art was anymore. And I'm laughing because it feels cliche to feel uninspired and then go to Paris a little bit, but it has been really helpful, I think. I'm in a lot of spaces that foster creativity, and I think I'm around creative people quite a bit. I still teach cooking classes.
Sure.
Oh. Okay.
That's perfect.
I'll put this one right here.
Yes, you do.
Which one's mine? Can I get mine?
I have to do a quick. That is a croissant. Ooh, croissant.
And I also started working at a bakery, which has been fun because I get to experiment with recipes when I am in that kitchen as well. And I really love New York. There's something about it that really aligns with the way that I think, which is not consistent all the time. I feel like, especially at this stage of my life, I have a lot of ideas that come and go very quickly. And there was something about where I went to college and where I went to high school and just the South in general, where my family is from, that felt really calm and well settled, and I just wasn't there yet and still am not. So I really value this time of my life and where I'm spending it. I think there are just some things that are a little lost on me. I went to college in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I remember being really excited to graduate, to kind of like escape some plainness or monotony I felt. And New York was a really big change. For one, I got my first corporate job, and it wasn't the best experience I've had in my life, but it was pivotal. I mean, I'm so happy that I moved with that position. I learned so much and I met really great people through it. And it also gave me a lot of confidence to try a freelance route, especially when I was coming out with a cookbook and also really trying to figure out my new style, I guess. And I still really haven't, but I think I wouldn't have been able to make that big change and go into like a new career confidently if I didn't have that other work experience behind me. And I also think I developed some boundaries in that sense as well. I'm not really used to working for people, and I do think I have a lot of people-pleasing tendencies. So when those two things come together, it can create a very weak individual, a very overloaded girl. I think I did feel a little exhausted. I'm making tofu udon noodles. And I also baked these flaxseed buns. But now that I've been kind of settling in to this new stage where I'm working a lot of different jobs, which is really great for me mentally, but can be kind of confusing when I look at my life in a timeline. Like, where will I be in 5 years? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this experience is carving out of me. But I've been noticing that I'm around all of these things, and I feel like I'm not sure why. I feel like I don't really understand what being creative really means in a career sense. Like, I kept walking around my neighborhood after work. I really love walking. I've been walking so much. My routine is that I work when I'm at this bakery, and I walk and I walk and I walk, and then I usually end my walk with a bowl of pho, because there's a place pretty close to my apartment and it's so good, and they have vegan lemongrass chicken, and I love it, especially in this weather. I'm a big soup girl all year round, but this is like my digestive system's prime season. And I've been noticing that I hear in like my friends' voices and the people who I work with, like conversations, like there's this weird feeling of something being missing, like being creative used to be really fun, and now at least all the creativity that I take in is videos of creativity and pictures of creativity and art. I think I've always been one to find a lot of beauty in monotony. I really love things as they are, because I think they can say something without trying to. And it made me think, I feel like that's how I really fell in love with living in Alabama and Georgia and going home to my mom's place that I didn't grow up in, but she ended up moving to. There's something about like a newness to a space that isn't really trying hard to be something that I find really artistic. I think New York is home to so many people who are creative for a living, but you don't really see them. But I think it's the same here. I mean, Paris is beautiful. I've been walking and walking and walking, and there is a lot of free exhibitions, and the architecture is beautiful, and I love this place that I'm staying in and how random it is. I think I've just been missing the feeling of looking at something and noticing that it's really beautiful for what it is. I thought that being in such a big city would make me look at like the creative industry as a whole differently, but it's always marketing if you're trying to capitalize on art. There's always like a weird, dirty feeling when you try to combine the two. I don't think that's ever really been different. I think what I've really been missing is just that feeling of like looking at something and realizing that I like the way it looks, even though it's pretty normal. And I thought I would be around a lot of different things after moving, but it's all the same everywhere you go. I mean, here it looks a little bit different, and things are different about this city. Like, I've noticed that there isn't a lot of scaffolding, which I really like. Buildings are really open and easy to get into, and they're not covered up by construction, and the ketchup tastes different. And McDonald's has a vegan chicken nugget on their menu here, and they also have this curry sauce instead of like barbecue, and it's delicious. And there's a lot of things about the city that are the same. Like, if you notice a couple people at a falafel restaurant, everybody will start to line up at that falafel restaurant, and then you realize you're not really there because you've always wanted to try this falafel from this falafel place. It's because everybody else is there. People like to shop at the same stores, and it's very walkable. And there's a creative community here too, and you can see some art more easily than you can in New York, but I don't think that's what makes it beautiful. I think what makes it beautiful are like the strange things people hang on their windows, and the way the pastries look in display cases, and random colors on people's jackets. I'm not really sure why I was trying to change a lot of the things that I think made art become art really easily for me, which was just like looking at what was in front of me. And I always hear that like the one thing that adults do that isn't good is that they don't really foster the things that they loved and were excited about when they were little, or they like lost that imaginative sense that they had when they were younger because life changed as well. And I think I've been fearing that, like becoming something that is like a less playful and imaginative version of who I was when I was younger. And in order to hang on to that hope, I feel like I've been looking for this like big new thing, this like big new idea, and I'll learn it if I'm in this big city with a lot of people with big ideas. And it's just not the case, really. I mean, I think I'm around a lot of opportunity and a lot of people who are really inspiring and that I look up to insanely. I think what's been the most helpful is still exploring and seeing like the mundaneness of the city that I live in and appreciating it instead of being confused as to why some parts of it do feel like Alabama. And that's okay, because that's what I really liked about where I used to live, and I can accept that anywhere I go, I'll kind of have these like similar, almost nostalgic or familiar feelings about them. And also, I have to keep trying new things. I have to keep doing things I've never done, even if they feel a little bit random, because if I don't, I will go crazy. So I have one more day here. I just figured I would explore a little bit. My friend sent me a list of all of these things that she was planning to do when she comes in a couple of months. So I'm gonna scout out some of her bucket list items and think about where I'm gonna go next when I fly back home. Also, I got this from Cracker Barrel. Baby bananagrams.
First 4 colors for the